Shame on us. With those three words, the MGM Resorts CEO confirmed what furious Las Vegas tourists already suspected, that even budget hotels were charging $12 for a coffee, $25 for two bottled drinks, and turning $29 rooms into $105 bills with hidden fees. If Vegas built its empire on bargains, how did it become a city where the receipts tell a different story? And who's really paying the price? Bill Hornbuckle, the CEO of MGM Resorts, did not mince words on the company's quarterly earnings call. Facing a wave of public anger over everyday prices, he offered a rare corporate admission. When we think about pricing and things that got everyone's attention, whether it was the infamous bottle of water or a Starbucks coffee at Excalibur that cost $12, shame on us. The statement landed with force across Las Vegas, quickly circulating through news outlets and social media feeds. Hornbuckle's reference to a $12 coffee at a budget property became a rallying cry for frustrated visitors and a symbol of how far the city's value promise had drifted. The earnings call, held in early September, was meant to reassure investors. Instead, it put a spotlight on the everyday expenses that had become impossible for tourists to ignore. The CEO's words gave voice to what many travelers had been saying for months, setting off a fresh round of scrutiny over what people actually pay in Las Vegas, beyond the glossy ads and headline room rates. A North Dakota couple back in Vegas for their fifth visit stands in the Excalibur food court, holding a receipt for 3 coffees and a single muffin. The total, just over $40. The husband shakes his head, remembering when that amount covered dinner for 2, not a quick breakfast. Down the strip at Luxor, a first-time visitor from Texas looks at his bill after ordering a single 16-ounce Budweiser at the casino bar. The price, $17, leaves him stunned. "That's more than a 6-pack at home," he says, folding the receipt. For many, the sticker shock doesn't stop at drinks. 2 friends from the UK, used to London prices, settled their lunch tab at a casual venue inside Excalibur. $60 for 2 plates, not including tip. One shrugs, calling it typical for a big city. But the other admits it's still more than expected for a so-called budget hotel. Each receipt tells the same story. The cost of simple comforts has become the main event. A budget-minded traveler books a $29 room on the Strip thinking they found a deal. At checkout, the real total tells a different story. Resort fees, often $39 a night, are added automatically, covering amenities like Wi-Fi and gym access, whether you use them or not. Parking, once a free perk, now runs $18 to $30 per night at most major hotels. Taxes and surcharges pile on another 13 to 15%. That $29 room balloons to well over $100 by the time the keys are handed over. For many, this is the moment the Vegas value promise unravels. The advertised rate lures you in, but the final bill stings. Tourists describe feeling tricked by the gap between what they expected to pay and what appears on their statement. The frustration doesn't end with the room. Even a short stay racks up extra charges, leaving travelers to wonder how much of their budget will vanish before they've even stepped onto the casino floor. Room prices on the Las Vegas Strip are not set by chance. Behind every rate and menu board stands a team of analysts tracking demand by the hour, adjusting prices with software that pulls in data from conventions, concerts, and even the weather. When a Beyoncé residency or Formula One race lands on the calendar, nightly rates and drink prices climb, sometimes doubling from one week to the next. This is dynamic pricing in action, a strategy borrowed from airlines and now standard across the hospitality industry. But rooms are just the start. Operators have shifted their focus to what is called ancillary revenue. Everything beyond the basic stay. Coffee, bottled water, resort fees, parking, and even Wi-Fi are mapped as profit centers, each with its own margin target. At budget properties like Excalibur and Luxor, A $12 coffee or $17 beer is not a mistake. It is a deliberate lever designed to capture more from each guest. Experts in revenue management describe it as maximizing yield on every transaction, not just at the tables, but at every register and kiosk. For visitors, this means the real cost of a Vegas trip is set by algorithms and spreadsheets, not just the advertised deals. Local creators have not held back, calling out what they see as corporate greed on their channels. One Vegas-based vlogger summed up the mood with a blunt post. Vegas was about value. $12 coffee at Excalibur? Pass. That message echoed through comment sections filled with longtime fans, many now saying they're reconsidering future trips. Yet the reaction isn't universal. A tourist from London, sitting in a casino lounge, points to his receipt and shrugs. It's $12 for a latte, but I pay almost that in London. It's not shocking. An Australian visitor, finishing a $17 beer, laughs off the price. Sydney pubs charge the same. It's just Vegas being Vegas. For some, the sticker shock feels expected. For others, it's a breaking point. Canadians, meanwhile, have started skipping trips altogether. One travel agent explains, "With the dollar so weak and flights more expensive after Spirit's collapse, we're telling clients to look elsewhere." The divide is clear. Outrage at home, resignation abroad, and a growing sense that Vegas's reputation as a playground for all is now up for debate. On Fremont Street, the numbers tell a different story. A cold beer runs $6 to $8, and a sit-down meal for two can land between $12 and $18, less than half the price of similar basics on the Strip. This quiet migration isn't just about saving money. Tourists describe a sense of relief at paying what feels fair, and many now plan their days around downtown's lower prices, only returning to the Strip for sleep or the occasional show. For service workers, the fallout is immediate. A longtime cocktail server at a major Strip casino describes slower tables and fewer tips. She says, "When guests are upset about prices, they'll split entrees or skip drinks. Some barely tip at all." Bartenders and floor staff echo the same refrain. As visitors tighten their budgets, gratuities shrink and shifts get cut. While no one can put a number on the losses yet, the stress is clear. The value exodus downtown means workers on the Strip are feeling the pinch, even as headlines focus on corporate decisions. GM's leadership insists the company has price corrected after the summer backlash, but the details remain vague. CEO Bill Hornbuckle's pledge centers on notorious examples like $12 coffee at Excalibur and sky-high bottled water prices. Yet there's no official list of which items or fees have actually changed. The company points to participation in citywide sales and room promotions, but nothing in their public statements confirms permanent menu reductions or lowered resort and parking fees. For travelers, the only way to verify these claims is to check current receipts against last summer's viral examples. Has the price of a basic coffee actually dropped? Are parking and resort fees lower or just unchanged? Without a published checklist, accountability comes down to what guests can document for themselves, one bill at a time. Smart planning can make all the difference in Las Vegas. Booking midweek, away from major events, often means lower room rates and fewer surprise fees. Always check the final booking page for the real nightly total. Resort and parking fees are rarely included up front. Screenshot your confirmation and save receipts for meals and drinks. These can help if you need to contest charges or want to compare prices with friends. For meals and coffee, heading downtown or off-strip can cut your bill in half, with many visitors reporting beers for under $8 and full lunches for less than $20. Watch for menu changes and fee updates, especially at budget properties. Prices can shift quickly. By timing your trip, double-checking every total, and seeking value beyond the Strip, it's still possible to enjoy Vegas without breaking the bank. On the record, MGM Resorts CEO Bill Hornbuckle called out a $12 coffee at Excalibur as a pricing mistake, saying, "Shame on us." Receipts from tourists confirmed approximately $25 for 2 basic drinks and $15 to $17 for a single beer on the Strip. Resort and parking fees routinely turned advertised $29 rooms into 100-plus nightly bills. While international visitors often found these costs comparable to other major cities, many U.S. travelers described the new Vegas as unaffordable. Despite MGM's public pledge to price correct, the exact impact remains to be seen. It is still unclear if entry-level prices for essentials will drop or if hidden fees will persist. One fact is certain: Vegas is no longer the budget-friendly escape it once advertised. As service workers and small businesses feel the ripple effects, the balance between profit and reputation is now under scrutiny. The final test will be whether the changes bring real relief for travelers or if sticker shock is now the new Vegas normal.